there, I'm Petar and this is PetarSmiljana Qigong. Today I'm gonna talk about earthing. Earthing or grounding would not be a special theme nowadays, at least not for Qigong practitioners, since the connection with the earth for us is something obvious. Every practitioner of Qigong knows, even if only a beginner, that we are all made out of two energies, yin and yang. They are inseparable, a couple. One represents heavenly Qi and the other earthly Qi. In human, thus run both of these energies, earthly yin and heavenly yang. Every serious approach towards Qigong, whether it's healing, fighting or meditative or some other, demands realignment of body and building up a correct posture, which is one of the basic foundations and is of course foundational in its completely literal sense. Foundational also in a sense of having roots, if I may use more picturesque and ancient variety of term, which clearly expresses the qualities of stability and connection with earth. Roots in Qigong. We first build our roots in the basic stance. These roots are not just some mental picture or just our intention. These roots are something real and alive, though they are not physical but energetic. Roots represent our energy field that penetrates deeper into the earth, beneath us, and connect us strongly with Earth's field. This bigger field of the earth supports us, heals us and balances us. This field is calming and harmonizing. It is the field that resonates in 7.83 Hz frequency, or in so-called Schumann resonance. This connection happens when we are connected with the earth on a deeper level, like in a meditation, while we are doing Qigong or we are in the state of deep relaxation. If we have developed consciousness about and we have already spent some time for developing roots, because we practice Qigong daily, this field calms, heals, nourishes and harmonizes us. Regular practice and efficiency of Qigong. In the beginning, I've mentioned obviousness of this process for those who are regular practitioners of Qigong. For all those who are only doing it occasionally, this doesn't apply. Because these occasional tourists in Qigong are only rarely relaxed enough so they can start to feel and build their own energy field to the degree where they're deeply connected with the earth. Ungroundedness and modern times. Today it is normal that we are living too much in our heads, in the mental world of our brains, ideas, wantings and expectations. If you are not calming this down by decreasing and harmonizing it daily at the end of the week, you have such a mental overload that is too big for occasional Qigong practitioner to release it in one Qigong session. All this mental material that was gathered during the days needs to be daily cleaned and cleared downstreamingly in a form of energy stream. If we do not do this and we let the energy to gather in the form of thoughts and emotions, later on it might manifest in inflammations, colds, chronic inflammations in the upper part of the body or in the head. Everything that is circulating around the head and creates energetic blockages is the energy which wasn't led off downwards. Consciously led off. with the consciousness about the energy and awareness how to work with it. That is why Qigong. That is why we do Qigong, to lead the energy through the body, through energy bodies, meridians, and so we can build our own energy fields and strengthen them. How did we lose our connection? Besides the roots, there is another distinction between today and yesterday, which is not obvious, even though you practice Qigong. In the same way as a term for stability or roots was replaced with foundation or base in today's terminology, the same way leather or wooden soles on our shoes were replaced by rubber soles. What benefit did we gain by doing so is not important, but what we have lost is far more important for us and for our health. With the innovation and revolutionizing usage of rubber soles, we lost our direct connection with earth. Of course, before that people were also barefooted, but do we need to go back to the Stone Age and pretend to be as Flintstones? Cosmical yang, which in the energetic sense flows from head towards the legs and through the soles into the ground, now doesn't have its free flow anymore. Even though Qi is the subtle energy which can also be described as bioelectricity, every electrical charge has its plus and minus. Human body is like battery. It is like an electromagnetic field with its own plus and minus poles. Plus wants to run towards minus, which is the earth, and minus towards plus, which is the sky. This flow is aggravated. Firstly with the use of rubber soles, and then furthermore with the materials used in construction of our houses and floor furnishing. Consequences of ungroundedness. When we are not in touch with the earth, we lose our natural inner balance. Positive yang can't balance with negative yin. I'm talking about cations or positively charged ions and anions or negatively charged ions. Earth will always take a redundant part of cations and will exchange them with anions, and the field will balance itself. When the energy field is in balance, there is no reason for disease or inflammations. Mind calms, we become more conscious about the ecology and nature. We change our diet, we don't need any stimulants or medical drugs. When many things happen and become a change. When you start to consciously ground yourself, many things change. One of my friends quit smoking with the help of grounding. He was a passionate smoker, a pattern that he held since he was a teenager. Clearness of thoughts and view towards the world amplifies. Ideas become more creative and inspirational. Cravings after habits which are damaging to us silence down. Oversensitivity to sun rays, coldness, heat, weather, food and so on diminishes. Healing starts to occur on the cellular level as every single cell gets its new balanced electrical charge. Old illnesses start to heal. Miracles happen. Miracles happen such as a return of the physical abilities and capabilities because of this correction. Suddenly, ability for regenerating the tissues reappears. How do you ground yourself? The most easy and natural way to ground yourself is simply by standing barefooted like I am now on the ground or grass. It also works on the wood and concrete. but not on the asphalt. Stone has to be wet, it needs to have some inner moist. Be careful with the stone and concrete though. Those tend to be cold emanators and you can easily absorb too much of cold into your body and diminish the benefits of earthing. Cold penetrates deeply into the body and gathers there, which is very well known fact in Chinese traditional medicine, where cold represents one of the pathogenic elements. Standing on the grass or on the soil can, on the other hand, be even warming, even though outside the temperature is around 0 and there is snow all around you. I know this because I've tried it. Absorption potency of river sand. You could also dig yourself into the river sand or in the sand on the sea beach in the summer when it's warm outside, like now. Natural fine sand has a especially high absorption capability of bad energies, which can be felt as tiredness in the region of legs or mild pain that reminds of cramps. When you ground yourself, you need to be moderate. If you are a beginner, you can do it until you are still feeling comfortable and there are not only unpleasant sensations such as cold, pain and of course under the sand any claustrophobia. At home you can ground yourself just simply by putting your hands into bigger pots with soil or get out and dig a bit through your garden with bare hands. What about the grounding during the sleep? During the sleep you can ground yourself with the help of a grounding mattress or earthing sheet, which are products designed for neutralizing electrostatic charge in the body. These are on one side in touch with you, for example with your hand or legs, and on the other side of the cable connected with electrical net, but only with zero or earth line. Socket is the same as normal, with the only difference that it has only one cable attached to it for zero or earth. This possibility is for those who live in high buildings with no access to grass field in the front of home. The other possibility is for those who live in houses and have the access to grass fields. Simply draw a cable or wire from your mattress or sheet through window to the grass field. There show a metal stick or thick nail into the ground and attach the cable on. I use a copper wire and a copper piece of tube left over from central heating installment at my friend's house. With this you are then connected all through the night with the earth and you are earthing. There is no need to be outside or on the grass, but my experience indicates that direct connection with the earth is much better, more effective and faster. And above all, the most pleasing. In consideration, electrical network which we use today is useless without the suitable grounding, as it overloads. Electrical network needs to be connected to the ground and in resonance with its field. What about the human who is not or is poorly connected with the Earth's field? What happens with him? Researchers of this field are recently concluding that many of today's illnesses are caused by ungroundedness. Second thought which I have to share is only inkling. Trees are some sort of gathering antennas for the Earth's field because they are static and they have roots. And where are trees, there's life, then there's whole ecosystem. Roots are a physical manifestation of the energetic field in which the roots are on one pole and the crown is on the other. Everything that exists in the known universe is manifestation of this likewise field, and human is no exception. Since everyone that breathes on planet Earth is part of its bigger energetic field, everyone needs to be connected to this field, and within all of us needs to be a free flow. Earth heals, but for that to happen, there needs to be an open flow. When you receive a health, you give something back. You give up illness. Are we maybe also antennas which are only gathering to give away to a bigger Earth's field some of this heavenly yang, and in return receive some of her blessings in the form of her yin? Conclusion. Just to mention that the roots from the beginning of this video were not a joke, and the connection with the earth is something alive and something which is permanently with you. Once you developed your roots with the practice of Qigong, you don't lose them. They become part of your consciousness and mind. Your spirit has the basis and foundation for the elevation into higher dimensions. May the Qi be with you. Bye.